Greetings gastronauts, this is KeefCooks, I'm Keef, and today I'm going to show you how to make a really ancient but really delicious sweet thing. I'm going to make a baked cheesecake with a raspberry topping. So I mentioned earlier it's an ancient thing, but I don't know if the original recipe was anything like this. However, the ancient Greeks used to make something like it, and then the Romans invaded and nicked it off them, and the translation of the Roman name for this is something like placenta. So that's yummy, isn't it? Anyway. So I've got to do a few shout outs. I've got a new Patreon superfan, Istvan Weldman. Yay! And some ordinary fans, Jeffrey C. Dyson, Grand Seigneur Confucius, and Randy Dawn, who I thought was already a fan, but maybe he's now a double fan, so I'm not complaining. Welcome guys, and thank you. For the biscuit base you need 150 grams of digestive biscuits and 150 grams of butter. So if you don't know what digestive biscuits are, or if you just can't get them, you can use graham crackers, if you can get those. And then for the filling I've got 300 grams of full fat cream cheese, 3 eggs, 100 grams of caster sugar, superfine sugar, about 100 ml of double cream, heavy cream, and a splash of vanilla extract. Come back. And to top it off you'll want some soft fruit. I've got 150 grams of raspberries. Right, I'm just going to prepare the tin that I'm going to bake it in. This is a loose bottom tin and it's non-stick, but you know I never trust that, so I'm going to butter the inside. And this is a 23cm 9-inch diameter tin. Okay, next thing to do is just cut your butter into small chunks, pop them in a pan and pop it on the stove on low heat to melt the butter. Now the fun part, break your biscuits into big bits, put them in a bag and tap them gently with a rolling pin. You don't need to bash too hard, they're fairly delicate things, and you'll end up with coarse crumbs. You don't want really, really fine crumbs, which is what you would get if you did it in a blender. There we go, loads of crumbs. And the melted butter. So we just mix these together. And then pop it into the tin. You need to flatten it into a thin layer. I'm using my spud masher, or you could use anything that's flat, like, you know, the bottom of the glass. I could have done with a couple more biscuits, never mind. And we'll pop that in the fridge to cool down for 10-15 minutes. Before you prepare your biscuit crumbs and base, you want to get your oven preheating to 160 degrees Celsius if it's a fan or convection oven, or 180 Celsius if it's a conventional one, or gas mark 4. Time I got myself an auto cue. Okay, the biscuit base is cooled down and the oven is warmed up, so I'll just whack it in there for 10 minutes. And the timer's just gone off, so we'll get the base out of the oven. So I've got the magic stand mixer made by you-know-who, and I'm just going to pop the cream cheese into the bowl. And add the cream and the sugar and, I don't know, half a teaspoon of vanilla essence. And we just use the paddle on low speed to mix that. So that's the cream cheese and the sugar and the cream mixed together. Now I need to get all this off the paddle because we're going to change it to the whisk. And then add the eggs. So pop your eggs in one at a time and get each one thoroughly mixed in before you add the next one. Now, to bake the filling, you need the oven quite hot, so 200 Celsius for a fan oven, 220 for a conventional one, or gas mark 7. And you bake the cheesecake in there for 10 minutes and then leave it in. Don't open the door, but turn the temperature down low. So that would be 90 Celsius for a fan oven, 110 conventional, really 1 or as low as it goes on your gas cooker. Now we just need to pour the filling over the base and get the top nice and smooth. As smooth as you can. I'm not a plasterer. And then pop that in the oven on high heat for 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes we turn the heat down to low and give it another 25 minutes. Right, time's up, so let's see how our cheesecake's looking. Well, it's looking really good. It's set quite well. So now we just leave it in the oven, turn off the heat and leave the door ajar to cool down for about an hour, and apparently this prevents cracks from forming, although whenever I've made this before I always get cracks about the size of the Grand Canyon. Right, let's make the fruit compote. It sounds posh and difficult, but it's actually one of the easiest things in the world. All you want is your soft fruit for the top, which I've washed, and a couple of tablespoons of caster sugar, superfine sugar. So chuck them in the pan together on medium heat and the fruit will release liquid and the sugar will dissolve. And then it's done. And we'll just let this cook for about 5 minutes. And the idea of a compote, it's not meant to be a smooth thing like a coulis. It's meant to be lumpy with bits of real fruit in it. And, you know, it'll be marvellous just spread on top of the cheesecake. Right, time to put it all together. Look at that. Ooh. I'll leave it on the bottom of the tin for now because it's just going to wreck it if I try to get it off. So just spread your compote over the top. I love raspberries, except for the wooden pips. They are stamped out of wood, you know. So spread it out nice and smooth. And anytime you like, you can hack into that and eat a bit. Okay, the moment I've been waiting for, don't know about you. Taste test time! And I'm sorry, no Mrs. KeefCooks today, she is working late. So I'll have to eat this all by myself. Woohoo! Look at him. Look at that presentation. Okay, here we go. Whoops. Mmm. Lush, delish. Words like that spring to mind. What can I say? It's fantastic. So, you know, my recommendation is you make it. I can't stop eating this. So that's it. If you liked it, give it a like, share it, become a subscriber, become a patron, make a donation, all that good stuff. And thank you for watching, and see you next time.